Good evening. I will call back into open session this meeting of the Arlington ISD Board of Trustees on August 7th, 2025. We'll call it at 6:32 p.m. Thank you for joining us tonight. Our board meetings are open to the public, and we welcome everyone, and thank you for participating in public education. While our meetings are open to the public, this is a meeting, and we have business to conduct. Disruptions are not permitted, and anyone who disrupts a meeting or speaks when others are speaking may be asked to leave or be escorted out by security attending the meeting. We always welcome civic input, but insist that we remain respectful and civil. We'll start our meeting tonight with our pledges. Please join student Charlotte Edwards, a rising fourth grader from Wimbish Elementary. Actually, that's Wimbish World Language Academy, for our pledges.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible. Please stand for the moment of silence. You may be seated.
Thank you, Ms. Edwards. At this time, I'll turn it over to our Chief Communications Officer, Taina Northington, to tell us a little bit more about Ms. Edwards.
Well, if you haven't already just fallen in love with Charlotte, let me tell you a little bit about her. She's going into fourth grade. She's very excited. She just got back from Oregon, and I told her our superintendent was also in Oregon, and so she's excited to know kind of where on the coast you were. But she's an outdoorsy person. She's full of energy, and I will say her parents, Lindsay and Ben, are also full of energy. So the whole entire family, she's making her debut right here. I told her we might be capturing that. Elsa's going to Gunn Junior High, her older sister. And I will say that our Charlotte shared with us her favorite subject was math, but when I spoke to her a little bit more, I really learned it's science, and she can't wait to when she can blow things up in the classroom. She also talked about, some of the aspirations she has, so I think we're going to see her again, and I said we want her to be recognized for the good things, and we don't want to send a message to parents for anything else. So she is excited to enter school on Wednesday. She knows it's starting. She's gone to a lot of camps. She's gone to ballet camp. She's gone to an academic camp and a church camp. So she's been a busy one, and she's slowly learning to wake up early and earlier ahead of the school year. So congratulations, Charlotte. Thank you so much.
All right, the first part of our agenda tonight is recognitions. We have 3 items on that portion of our agenda tonight. The first one being the Texas Association of School Boards Leadership TASB Program graduate. I'll turn it back over to Ms. Northington to introduce this item 1A of our recognitions tonight.
Thank you so much, President Chapa. I want to also say our entire board members, we are starting a new item here, honors and recognitions, and really formalizing what that looks like here in our district. So tonight we're going to be celebrating achievements across the district and proud to share 3 outstanding recognitions. I do want to also say a new process comes with just a little housekeeping. So we have a few guests that will be joining us, and they'll actually be taking the podium to say a few words, and our honorees will be receiving their certificates at that time. Once honors and recognitions and our new appointments this evening conclude, we'll ask all of our honorees to join us on this side so that we can all come through and take a photo with the board during the recess. So just for parents to know, you're welcome to take photos, but during the recess, we'll have them come up again. So don't worry if you don't see it, we'll also have them on our Flickr page. So our first honor tonight, we are excited to actually recognize one of our very own. Board of Trustee member Melody Fowler recently graduated from Leadership TASB, earning the distinguished designation of Master Trustee. Earning this level of designation is no easy feat, and here to share more about what that means is actually our friend, Dr. Marilyn Tolbert. She was a distinguished member of the Honorable Leadership TASB alumni from Eagle Mountain Saginaw ISD. She'll take the podium.
Thank you so much. Good evening, President Chapa, trustees, Superintendent Dr. Smith, and members of the Arlington ISD community. My name is Dr. Marilyn Tolbert, and I am here on behalf of the Leadership TASB Alumni Association and the Texas Association of School Boards to celebrate a remarkable accomplishment by one of your own. Tonight, I have the honor of recognizing Trustee Melody Fowler, who has officially graduated from the Leadership TASB Class of 2025 and earned the designation of Master Trustee, the highest honor bestowed upon a school board member by TASB. Leadership TASB is not your average board training. I'm sure she will tell you all about it. It's a transformative, year-long journey that pushes you beyond comfort and into growth. It means stepping out of your district and into other communities across Texas and wrestling with complex policy issues, challenging your assumptions, and committing time away from family, jobs, and board duties to become a better servant leader. Over the course of 5 sessions in multiple cities, she has traveled more than 3,500 miles, visited innovative systems, met other thought leaders, and engaged in deep, meaningful dialogue about the future of public education. Completing the program requires full participation, a commitment to learning, and a vision for public school excellence, and Trustee Fowler has done just that. Tonight, with the conferring of the Master Trustee title, Mrs. Fowler joins a network of fewer than 1,000 trustees across Texas who have reached this level of professional growth in school governance. A Master Trustee is someone who not only leads locally but thinks statewide, and they see their role not as a seat but as a calling. Trustee Fowler, on behalf of your fellow alumni, we welcome you into the Leadership TASB family. Thank you for investing in the kind of leadership Texas students deserve and caring not only for the responsibility of being a board member, but being the voice and perspective of a Master Trustee. So please join me, I hope you'll join me all in congratulating Trustee Melody Fowler, Leadership TASB Class of 2025. And in celebration of that, we have a diploma and honor cords. So. Happy to.
It has been such an honor to be a part of this program, and I love traveling across Texas and meeting so many
Surprise.
I have loved being a part of the LTASB, the Leadership TASB program. I love traveling across the state of Texas. I met so many people in different districts. I loved meeting the administrators, but the best part of Leadership TASB was visiting with the students across Texas. I loved learning about all the different districts, the things that are going well in their district, the things that they're having trouble with. I want to be able to bring this back to this district and try some new things and experiment with some programs. But I've been so grateful to LTASB. It has been a blessing and a pleasure to be a part of this program. I encourage other trustees to apply. They take 32 trustees a year. So I was very pleased to be included in that. But I really do, I would wish for all of our trustees to consider applying and being part of this program. It makes you a better trustee, but it also makes you really appreciate what we have going on right here in Arlington ISD. Thank you for being here, Dr. Toller.
So it's kind of nice to be able to present something to a trustee. I get to present often to students and staff members and community members. But I think everybody in this room knows the passion that Melody Fowler has for this community and for this school district, and most importantly, for the kids that we serve. What you don't see is the work that goes into that as a trustee. And I think many people in the audience wonder what they do. Just a reminder, they don't get paid for this job. Just a reminder, they have to volunteer a whole lot of hours, not just in meetings, but then the idea of serving a community means far more than that. It also means dedicating yourself to learning and growing in that role as a trustee for a school district. While this is an exciting honor for her, it was no small commitment for her either. We are talking hours away from home, studying, learning, and diving into what it means to really be at the governance level of a school district. So on behalf of Arlington ISD and our administrative team, we're so grateful for you, for your dedication to our school district, district and your dedication to continuous learning. You're modeling what we ask of our staff and our students in this district, and we couldn't be more proud and thankful for your work. Congratulations, Melody.
Okay, we'll move on. Well, before we move on to 1B, I just want to point out, if to put this in numbers, and Melody knows this, there are over 1,000 school districts in Texas, and all but one of them are members of TASB, and every one of them gets one vote. And at the association, it's a wonderful association that helps us in many ways. But that means that there are over 7,000 trustees in the state, and only 32 this last year did LTASB, and LTASB's been around for a long time, and that's the level it's been at for a very long time. So it is a very rare honor indeed. And so just, Melody, congratulations. Okay, we'll move on to 1B tonight, and that is a recognition for our Texas Art Educator Association District Distinction. And I'll turn it back over to Taina.
Thank you, President Chapa. Next, we'd like to recognize the incredible work of our Visual Arts Department for earning the Texas Art Education Association District of Distinction Award. This prestigious recognition is awarded to districts that demonstrate a strong commitment to visual arts, using it to support student creativity, connect learning to the community, and build social emotional growth. More than 1,200 school districts across Texas were eligible for this award, but only 109, which is the top 8%, met the rigorous 14-point rubric set by TAEA. Arlington ISD stood out for providing a well-rounded, high-quality visual arts program across all of our grade levels. This honor, of course, is a reflection of the talent and dedication of our visual arts educators, one of which is here tonight, our Assistant Director of Fine Arts, Mr. Lin Nguyen, to tell us a little bit more about tonight's recognition.
Thank you, Taina. Good evening, President Chapa, members of the board, Dr. Smith, and our AISD community. On behalf of the Fine Arts Program, I want to express our deepest gratitude for this recognition as a TAEA District of Distinction. We are incredibly proud to be ranked among the top 8% of visual arts programs in the state. I feel truly fortunate to be in a district that believes in the impact of arts education. This honor reflects not just a program, but a community. A passionate community of artists, educators, students, and families who believe in the power of art to inspire, to transform, and to connect. Our teachers are at the heartbeat of this achievement. Day in and day out, they pour their time, talent, and hearts into their classrooms. They nurture creativity, build confidence, and create a safe, inclusive space where every child has a voice and is valued. This distinction is a testament to all the incredible art teachers we have in AISD, and I feel truly blessed to work alongside such a dedicated and amazing team. They make our district a place where art lives and breathes. I want to personally thank you, Dr. Smith, our board, and our community for your continued support of fine arts at AISD. As I begin my 30th year in Arlington, I can honestly say there's no place I would rather be. This is home, and this recognition belongs to our entire community, and we are honored to represent Arlington ISD at the state level. Thank you so much.
I think everybody in this room probably knows this guy right over here, and I'll get a little closer to him. Lin Nguyen has a passion for students and a passion for art, and he makes that passion into a exceptional experience for kids in the district. And while he's very good, and rightfully so, of honoring the amazing work that's happening by our teachers across the district that help things come to life, I need to also mention Lin's leadership in this area as well. We're extremely grateful for such a passionate educator, 30 years of your life dedicated to Arlington ISD in this amazing community, and your fingerprints are all over this award as well. So Lin, on behalf of all of us, thank you for what you do. Thank you for helping us get to this point where we're recognized for our arts education in Arlington ISD. You're truly inspiring our students along the way. Thank you.
Okay, we have one more recognition item tonight, and that's item 1C. We're going to recognize our National Math Stars. Back to Taina.
Thank you so much, sir. For our third honor tonight, we have 5 exceptional students who were named National Math Star finalists. We are going to call these students up, and Dr. Smith will hand you a certificate. And we want you guys to stay here so that everyone can learn how much achievement went into going and being named a National Math Star. So out of 4,500 applicants across the state of Texas, the following 5 Arlington ISD students were selected as one of only 200 finalists. So this is a pretty big deal, and I know their families are very excited for us. Our first one is Daniel de la Higuera Garcia from Wood Elementary. Come on up, Daniel. Our next one is Alex Valdez from Duff Elementary.
Good job.
Our third recipient is the only girl in her class, Alice Wynn. So give it up for Alice. She goes to Farrell Elementary. Then we have Ryan Wynn, who's from Percy STEM Academy. And last but not least, my friend Isaac Benson from Little Elementary. It is such an incredible achievement, but I want to introduce our National Math Stars coordinator, Keith Hartle. He's coming to the podium, and he's going to say a few words about what it means. He's so proud he's taking photos, so he's in the moment right there with all of us. Just if you'll go to the front of the podium and share a little bit about what that means to be a National Math Star.
Yeah. I first want to give a huge thank you to Melanie Shelby and Dr. Zeski. I believe you brought this opportunity to Arlington ISD via one of my emails. A lot of emails going out across the state of Texas, and to take the time to open it, respond to it, and actively participate in it really is a big deal, because you were able to bring this opportunity to Arlington ISD. So thank you both very much. Let's give them a round of applause. Huge deal to be named a finalist. Just a little bit more background and context on the numbers that were just stated. So across the state of Texas, we had over 4,500 applications, all from families of students that are in the top 2% of their school district in terms of math ability. They're ranking in the top 2 percentile on nationally or state recognized exams. So all of these applications are from families of extremely mathematically extraordinary students, and from those 4,500, the top 200 were selected and named as finalists. To go from that 4,500 to 200 finalists, students have to take a National Math Stars admissions exam and place incredibly high to make it to this 200, and to have 5 from one district is truly astounding, and a big achievement for Arlington ISD, but also want to recognize each one of these students just for the hard work on taking that next step and giving the best effort and making it to this finalist stage. From this point here, we will have, of the 250 students are selected out of the state of Texas to recognize national math as National Math Stars. I know we have some families in here of these students. All of you have went through the process of not only helping make sure your student is taking the National Math Stars admissions exam, but also that next proctored exam they had to take to narrow it down. But also, all of these families took the time to do a family interview with our team. And then also the students took the time to do a student interview with our team and do some math problem solving there. It's an incredible achievement just to make it to this point. Next Friday, on the 15th, we announce the 50 students from the state of Texas that are recognized as National Math Stars. A little bit about our program. Raise your hand if you've heard of National Math Stars. Might be better to do it the other. Raise your hand if you have not. Okay, so a lot more have not. Essentially, what our mission is to identify extraordinary students from all over the country in terms of math ability and ensure that they have the STEM exposure needed to be on the frontiers of math and science when they're graduating high school. So each one of these students is now in the running and has a really strong chance to be accepted into the program. If they're accepted, it's a 10-year program, all the way from 2nd or 3rd grade through 12th grade, and it's a support program where we fully fund advanced coursework for the student. We fully STEM summer camps, make sure every student gets a chance to go to a summer camp, and then also weekly math tutoring with the students as well. The goal is just to create enough STEM exposure for these mathematically gifted, extraordinary children along the way, so they're changing the world when they leave high school and going on to just make the world a better place in the fields of math and science. So once again, huge, huge achievements to make it to this step. Kiddos, National Math Stars finalists, we have some cake in the back later on. Not right now, don't run right there, but there's some cake with their name on it and some Rubik's Cubes as well. That are up there. Grab a Rubik's Cube as well, and congratulations again on being selected finalists, and thank y'all so much. Yeah.
Once again, we're going to ask everyone if they will stay to the end of our appointments, and we will take a photo with all of our students, and our families can come up at that time and take the photos as well. Thank you, students. This concludes tonight's honors and recognitions.
All right, when Dr. Smith gets back up here, we have on the agenda that there will be an open forum for agenda items at this time, but I will exercise our prerogative to jump past that point because we don't have open forum registered speakers for ratifications tonight. So we will just move right on into approving our administrative appointments for the evening. And so do I have a motion to approve the ratification for the appointments of the individuals discussed in closed session? I have a motion from Ms. Richardson. Is there a second? Second. I'll give that one to Ms. Fowler. Trustees will move to vote. All trustees voting in the affirmative. The motion unanimously carries, and I'll turn it over to Dr. Smith.
This is one of the fun parts of my job right here, honoring kids with things like that, but also welcoming new administrative staff members. What I'd like to do is I will read the person's name and read a little bio about it. As you're coming on up, please come on up and say a few words to our Board of Trustees along the way. And audience, please join me in giving them a round of applause when I read out their information. First, from Martin High School, Charles Bryant. Charles, come on up to the podium if you would. Dr. Charles P. Bryant III brings over 25 years of secondary education experience, including recent leadership as an assistant principal and a long-standing record as a classroom teacher and instructional leader. With advanced degrees in teaching and educational leadership, he is deeply committed to student achievement, equity, and campus culture. His service is further distinguished by professional affiliations and a strong foundation in social studies education. Welcome, Charles. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Board President Chopper, Dr. Smith, and members of the board, good evening. I'm so humbled and thankful to have been named assistant principal at James Martin High School. I have with me tonight my beautiful wife, Molly Bryant, who also works in the district, and my youngest daughter, Chloe. I am proud to have them here in Martin colors tonight. My oldest daughter, Kennedy, is away finishing her final semester at Grambling State University. My son, Charles IV, could not be here tonight, but he was excited to help me move into my new office last month. I also just realized that my former principal from last year came to support me tonight, and I'm grateful for her being here. I come from a family of educators, principals, teachers, and even band directors. I know that my mother, Phyllis Bryant, is looking down and smiling today. As a lifelong English teacher in high school and college, she instilled in me a love of reading and education. I am blessed to be starting my 10th year in Arlington ISD and now to serve the Martin High School campus. I cannot imagine a better leader to learn from than my new principal, Ms. Marlene Roddy. I am proud to have her here with me tonight. I've learned quickly that she is a warrior in every sense, and I'm honored to be under her tutelage. I look forward to serving Martin High School and building on the traditions of excellence that have already been established. Arlington ISD, What a place to be. Thank you again, President Chopper, Dr. Smith, and board members for welcoming me back to Arlington ISD. Go Martin Warriors. Let's get started.
Next, please join me in welcoming at Lamar High School, Damania Bata Miari. Ms. Batamiari brings a strong record of leadership, instructional experience, and strategic planning across multiple Texas school districts. Fluent in Arabic and Hebrew and certified in multiple instructional areas, she currently serves as an interim principal at Pershing Middle School, where she is recognized for strengthening campus operations. Her experience reflects a deep commitment to student success. Welcome.
Thank you. Good evening, President Chapa, members of the board, and Dr. Smith. Thank you for the opportunity to serve as an assistant principal at Lamar High School. I'm truly honored to support our incredible students and dedicated teachers. I'm especially excited to work alongside our dynamic school community led by the visionary and inspiring Ms. Maroney and the steadfast leadership of Dr. Jarko. In addition, I want to express my sincere gratitude to Ms. Muldrew for her unwavering support. I also wanted to recognize my husband, who is here with me tonight and proudly, Mr. Miari, proudly serves as a teacher in this amazing district. Thank you again for this incredible opportunity, and I'm ready and eager to make a lasting impact.
Next, serving at Venture High School, please join me in welcoming Rosa Orozco Mitchell. Rosa is a seasoned educational leader with over 15 years of experience spanning campus leadership, human resources, and instructional support. Her diverse background includes principal roles at both the elementary and secondary levels, along with district leadership in talent acquisition and organizational development. With advanced training from Harvard and a strong commitment to educational equity, she brings a strategic and student-centered approach to leadership. Please welcome Rosa with me.
President Chapa, members of the board, and Dr. Smith, I'm incredibly honored and humbled to serve as one of the new assistant principals at Venture High School. I'm grateful for the opportunity to come back to the district where I began my career as an ESL teacher and learn how to become a school leader. I would like to thank the Venture staff, Principal Meeks, and Dr. Jarko for selecting me. Thank you. I look forward to serving the newcomer students and families as they begin their journey in Arlington ISD. I would also like to thank my husband, Jeff, who's been very supportive. He is watching from home with our two littles, Bella and Oliver. Mama loves you. Now listen to Dada and go to sleep. Y para mis papás, los amo bastante y agradezco todo lo que han hecho para mí. Thank you, and let's go Venture Vipers.
Also serving at Venture High School, please welcome Crystal Flores. Crystal brings a strong background in bilingual education and instructional leadership with over 15 years of experience supporting dual language learners and curriculum development. Her service in both Mansfield ISD and Arlington ISD highlights her dedication to academic excellence and collaborative leadership. Fluent in Spanish and certified in results coaching, she is well equipped to support campus culture and student achievement at Venture High School. Welcome.
Thank you. Hello to the board, President Chapa, Dr. Smith, thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm really excited to be at a school as unique as Venture. I'm elated to have the opportunity and to start this journey. I want to thank Dr. Jarko, my principal Meeks, for giving me the opportunity to do this, and the staff who has been already just amazing. As I meet them, I want to also thank leaders that I've had in the past, most recently Delise Hardy, who has just shown me what it's like to lead with passion and just her positive attitude. Also, Dr. Spencer, who came and has been so supportive and has taught me everything education, and it just shows her being here tonight to even support me as I continue and always has been there to offer any kind of support along the way. My family, of course, who are here too, and I cannot continue without them. My mom, who is in education and also works in the district and is still a bilingual teacher at South Davis. So being able to follow in her footsteps, she was an assistant principal in the past also, has just been really help to guide me on this journey. So I thank you all, and I'm excited to get this started. Thank you.
And now serving at Workman Junior High School, please welcome Aaron Robbins. Ms. Robbins is a dedicated instructional leader with a strong foundation in secondary English education and a growing impact in campus administration. With experience as an assistant principal across multiple middle and high school settings, she brings a collaborative, student-focused approach to leadership. Currently pursuing her EDD in educational leadership, she is committed to continuous improvement, equity, and academic excellence. Erin, welcome to Arlington ISD.
President Chapa, members of the board, and Dr. Smith, I am truly honored and grateful for the opportunity to stand before you all tonight as the new assistant principal at Workman Junior High. Accepting this position is very much a homecoming for me, as I am a proud graduate of the Arlington High School. And I have students who have graduated and still attend in the district. I began my educational journey here many years ago as an avid tutor and a substitute teacher, and then I was a teacher at Lamar High School. So I'm very excited to be back here in Arlington, where my home is. I'm proud of the district, and I am so grateful for the leaders and the teachers that I've met along the way who've poured into me to make me the educator I am today. I'm excited to support our students, staff, and families as we continue to build on Arlington ISD's strong legacy of excellence. I look forward to working alongside each and every one of you as we work towards student success and make a positive impact in our community. Thank you.
And now at Owsley Junior High School, please welcome Alan Blanchard. Alan brings over 15 years of experience in secondary education, combining instructional expertise with a strong background in student engagement and athletics. His leadership roles as an instructional coach and coordinator reflect a commitment to academic support and campus-wide improvement. With a recently completed master's in educational leadership, he is well prepared to make a meaningful impact as an assistant principal at Owsley Junior High School. Alan, welcome to Arlington ISD.
Thanks, sir. President Chapa, members of the school board, Dr. Smith, thank you all very much. I'm absolutely honored to join the #1 junior high in AISD, Owsley Junior High School. Getting to meet and introduce myself to that amazing staff, I'm just honored to get to be a part of them and see what I can do to continue that excellence that they have already established. I want to thank Dr. Dalla and my amazing admin team at Owsley who came out tonight to support me, principal, led by Principal Miss Amber Smith. Amber Price, excuse me. Sorry. I'll pay for that for the next while.
Amber, he was looking at my nameplate is what was going on. I'm helping him out here.
He is absolutely 100% correct about that. But again, thank them very much for their support and their leadership and guidance. I would be remiss if I did not thank my lovely wife who came with me tonight, who is a teacher and educator at Martin High School. She is, one of the reasons that I am absolutely here and one of the driving forces that continues to push me to grow and better myself. So I would absolutely thank her for being here and support. Thank you very much, members of the board. I am excited about this year and can't wait to get started.
Now serving at Ellis Elementary School, please welcome Nija Andrews. Ms. Andrews brings a strong foundation in instruction and leadership with a focus on mathematics and student development. With experience as an assistant principal, team lead, and mentor, they demonstrate a clear commitment to academic excellence and collaborative learning. Her background in both public and charter school settings reflects versatility, growth, and a student-centered approach to leadership. Ms. Andrews, welcome to Arlington ISD.
Thank you. Good evening, President Chapa, the board, as well as Dr. Smith. I am truly blessed to stand before you tonight as the newly appointed Assistant Principal at Ellis Elementary. First, I want to extend my deepest gratitude to the board and district leadership, our superintendent, for entrusting me with this incredible opportunity to serve our students, staff, families, in Arlington ISD. I remember when I was a teacher at Owsley, math teacher, phenomenal at it, and when the opportunity came for me to continue to elevate, Owsley opened the door for leadership opportunities and mentored me to become the AP that I am today. And so I'm excited, even as I step foot on Ellis campus, I can hear the heartbeat of Ellis. And that even makes me more excited to know that I'm getting in tune and in rhythm with Ellis. I strive for the academic excellence. I'm looking forward to the culture and the care and the passion that they already have for students, and I'm ready to step in and to step out with that. I'm grateful for a family that supports me like none other. My littles are with me, Noah and Jacob, and, our daughter is getting ready to go to college in the morning, and, we have all these things moving, and I'm just so happy to know I can look back and see Ellis represented here for me and to support me. I'm just excited. My mission is quite simple: to inspire excellence, to nurture growth, to ensure that every child who walks through those doors feel valued, challenged, equipped to soar beyond anything that they can imagine. Because I didn't see myself here, but the leaders in this district has always saw me here, and they have pushed me forward. So I'm excited to see what comes next, and I'm honored to be here. Thank y'all.
And finally this evening, I'd like to welcome the Associate Principal for our Center for Visual and Performing Arts at our CVPA, Mr. Thomas Flagg. Thomas brings a dynamic blend of instructional leadership and fine arts expertise, supported by nearly 2 decades in education across both elementary and secondary levels. His progression from music educator to associate principal is marked by a strong commitment to student achievement, campus culture, and equity. Currently pursuing a doctorate in educational leadership, he continues to model growth-focused leadership and a passion for the arts and education. Congratulations, Thomas.
Thank you. Thank you, President Chapa, Board of Trustees, and Dr. Smith. I'm excited to continue my leadership journey here within the Arlington Independent School District. Dr. Maya Angelou once said, "I come as one, but I stand as 10,000. Tonight I stand with the support of so many who have helped me along the way. To my family and friends, Kevin, Mom and Dad, Tierra and Tyrese, Lamar, Nye, Christy, Amanda, Keisha, Arlington High School, who couldn't be here tonight, but they are represented on a poster in the back, and Gunn Junior High School Fine Arts and Dual Language Academy. Thank you for always showing up for me. To Stacy Humbles and Dr. Matthew Varnell, thank you for trusting me and investing in my growth and for trusting me to lead. And to Dr. Anderson, Dr. Jarko, Ms. Ginger Polster, and the CVPA staff, thank you for the opportunity to serve as the Associate Principal of the Dr. Marcelo Cavazos Center for Visual and Performing Arts. I'm honored and ready to get to work. Thank you.
All right, well, we have a lot to celebrate, so we're going to move on to our recess to celebrate those who joined us tonight. Ms. Northington asked that if you would like pictures that we line up here on it's my left, your right, and board will meet in front of the dais. We're doing it a little bit different tonight, and in recognition of that, trustees, let's aim to be back in about 15 minutes. The time is 7:11, and we are in recess. All right, it is 7:30, and we are back from recess. We'll now turn to the report portion of tonight's meeting. Actually, I'm skipping over a part. We need to go back to open forum for agenda items. Ms. Crossner, do we have any speakers registered for open forum tonight?
President Chapa, we do.
Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, this is a routine part of the board's agenda for regularly scheduled meetings. This segment of the meeting provides citizens with an opportunity to share their views with the trustees on items that are on the agenda. It is not intended to be a discussion or debate, and trustees will not reply to the speakers. Derogatory comments aimed at an individual will not be tolerated. Personal matters are not appropriate subjects for open forum, and you'll have 3 minutes to speak. When Ms. Crossnow notifies you that your time is up, please end your presentation. At this time, I will call down Ms. Ava Briceño. Is Ms. Briceño here? Okay. That is our only registered speaker for the agenda forum portion of tonight's meeting. We do have, I know, a few, I believe, registered speakers for non-agenda that will be later on in the meeting. So now we will move on to the report portion of our meeting tonight. We have 2 items. Item A tonight is an update from our governance committee, and I'll turn it over to our new governance committee chair, Ms. Haynes.
Thank you, President Chapa. So this will be a short one because we just started back. Real quick, I just wanted to introduce our new governance committee for this school year. It consists of myself, Brooklyn Richardson, Trustee Richardson, and then Trustee McMurrow. They're both serving. The 3 of us are extremely excited to do the work and get started. We held our first meeting a week and a half ago. At that meeting, we discussed just some changes that are coming down. Superintendent Smith let us know that senior staff met with David Anderson, our partner out of Austin, to discuss new legislation, and that collectively they're working through implementation, and there'll be more on that at a later date. A special session has been called, and public education items may be addressed, so we encourage our community to stay engaged and to stay alert to the things that are going on down in Austin, because stuff is continuing to happen every day. And we will do our best to continue to bring pertinent updates here to share with all of you so that everyone is in the know and we can all work together to make sure that the things that are happening down in Austin are happening in the best interest of public education. So, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Haynes. We'll now move on to our last report item for tonight. Item B is our strategic plan development values and beliefs report. Dr. Smith.
Trustees, thank you for engaging in this report. As you know, we've spent, I believe, 4 meetings now discussing the values and beliefs of Arlington ISD to get to a point eventually where we will adopt core values as a school district. This is part of the strategic planning process, and our job tonight is to gather some input from you all on this current draft. I will share this with you just like I shared with our recent senior executive council meeting. These aren't final product yet. I would appreciate some feedback. I don't feel great about them all yet. I think that we are starting to get to a point where they're reflecting what you have said in various meetings, but I think there's some revision still needed this evening and in the future. The hope is that I'll get some input from you. We will work with the input that we got from the Superintendent's Executive Council, which includes senior leaders across our district, some principal representatives, and myself. And we will hopefully bring back a final draft for your consideration in the near future as part of the strategic planning process. These draft values and belief statements that you have, I have given you a printed copy in front of you and remind you all that we started with some brainstorming sessions and workshops that were all part of the strategic planning process, and then we brought them back to you about a month later, got some refinement. We did some hot dotting and narrowed them down, and we've done some refinement since. The inclusive culture one you can see there, we value our diversity and believe that every student deserves an inclusive culture where they feel valued, supported, and challenged to grow. Strong partnerships. We believe that strong partnerships with parents and community organizations provide a foundation for student success. Thriving staff. We believe that a thriving staff continuously learns and strives for excellence for the benefit of our students and community. Whoops, sorry about that. Maximized resources. We believe that district talent and financial resources must be maximized to promote student learning and well-being while also maintaining effective fiscal management. Innovative learning. We believe that innovative learning will ignite a passion for learning in our students and staff. And learning environments. We believe that our learning environments must be safe, productive spaces that are well designed and maintained. Again, the purpose of articulating core values in an organization, and as we're calling them values and beliefs, are to take a stand and say to our community, to our staff, this is what we stand for as a school district, and that your voice as a board of trustees matters in this. Eventually, this helps us work on professional learning. It helps us work to hire people who are aligned and will help us live out these beliefs and values in our system. It will help us guide the work that we're doing moving forward. And I hope that you see overlap here in the things that you've said that you stand for, along with the priorities that you've addressed as a school board as well. So with that, I open this up for your input and discussion tonight. My hope is that you'll just share some initial thoughts on whether we're close to hitting the target. If there's one that you'd like to see revised a little bit, just give us some ideas for it. We'll take whatever feedback you have tonight, we'll use it, and we'll make these better for a final draft moving forward.
Thank you, Dr. Smith. Other trustees with comments or questions? Ms. Haynes.
Yes. So I love where they're at. We've come a far way, and I have just one small suggestion. I don't know if it's possible. I would love to see under inclusive culture, it states we value our diversity and believe that every student deserves an inclusive culture, and it goes on. I would love if it said something along the lines of every student and family, I would love to work family into that somehow. So, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Haynes. Mr. Wilbanks.
Thank you, President Chapa. And I look at these and I like the work that's been put in to kind of move them towards aligning with our current priorities. But when we talk about our beliefs and values as a district, and I think this holds true for every school district in the United States, and it's predicated on what I think our North Star goal is, and that is, I think, summed up well by one of our assistant principals here tonight, who said that our mission is to make sure that every child is equipped to soar. And if you look at the brainstorming sessions that we had, there were a number of those. Top among those is the one in the first draft where all children have an inherent right to a high quality education. So I know from talking with my trustees that the thing that grounds us and grounds most districts in this state is a strong belief in that value. And that's what in the book Governance Core, Campbell and Fullen call the moral imperative that all districts must have and stay focused on to ground all the work they do in a district. And why I think these are great, I think a statement of that moral imperative, or our North Star, whatever you want to call it, we must lead with that in our values and beliefs. And all of these other great ones are subordinate to that one and guide what those other ones should be. And so that's kind of where I am. I mean, I know that's what guides all of my work as a trustee. And we know that high-functioning school boards across the state and across this country are focused and centered around that one core belief. So I'd like to be, I know it's implicit in a lot of this. I know it's implicit in the way we comport ourselves as a governing body, but why don't we just be explicit about it?
Thank you, Mr. Wilbanks. Mr. Mike.
So I'm smiling, right? Because this morning I hit all green lights heading to my first destination, and tonight I'm agreeing 100% with Mr. Wilbanks. So, look, this is, you need to go buy a lotto ticket or something. But look, I think I echo Mr. Wilbanks' sentiment wholeheartedly. I think as a trustee, our only constituent is not the taxpayer. It's the one person who couldn't vote for us, and that's the children. And so, yeah, making that just the highlight and then everything else supports it. I mean, that's what we are here as a district for. Every teacher, every administrator, every coach, you name it, it's all centered around ensuring that the children receive the highest quality education possible. And I think making that a distinct factor will put everyone on notice that, yes, we want to be a premier district. And every time you look at this, it focuses on the children, student, 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 student. That should be our number one goal. So I agree.
Thank you, Mr. Mike. Ms. Richardson.
Dr. Smith, can you help clarify for me a little bit? When we're looking at these values and belief statements, does this not fall under our mission statement? So is our mission statement is what will incorporate the student, and that is where, when we're talking about North Star goal and our moral imperative, isn't that where it goes? And then these are all the pillars that support it?
Correct. And here's what I would say to that is that these just simply articulate the beliefs that matter most to our district when we're looking for that North Star statement. And I agree with Mr. Wilbanks and Mr. Mike. We have to be able to be super clear about what we're trying to achieve for our kids. Mm-hmm. And we're going to work on that statement as well. This is a piece of the puzzle, not the whole puzzle.
Okay, so just because we are looking at these 6 items and they don't explicitly say it doesn't mean we don't believe it. It just may be the overarching theme at the very top.
That is correct.
Okay, thank you. Also, you should go buy a lottery ticket now that you've all agreed with Trustee Wilbanks.
Thank you, Ms. Richardson. Are there any other comments or questions from trustees on our draft values and belief statements? Okay. I just had something very briefly, which Ms. Richardson hit on. And that was going to be my question, is when I think of North Star goal and things like that, I think more of the mission statement for the underlying values and beliefs. I like these a lot. I like the way that these are phrased too. I know that we've had several workshops on this, and I think that these encapsulate very well the different points that came up in those workshop discussions. And I think it's pretty comprehensive of the issues that were raised, of the many different things that could have been here. I think these 6 encapsulate all of that discussion pretty comprehensively. I do just want to, I do like the fact that we do have inclusive culture as one of our values. I know that in some respect this has become oddly a hot point with some folks, and I think that there's a tendency for folks to see these words and want to throw the baby out with the bathwater, because there are some very valuable things when we talk about valuing people, valuing diversity, being inclusive, wanting people to feel welcome is a very important thing in a district where we are a extremely majority minority district. Our newcomer center, we welcome perhaps, I don't know if it's the most number of international students in the area, but we welcome several hundred international students to this district every year. We have almost 100 languages spoken in this district. And so that's who we are. And so I think a value statement built around who we are in the most positive sense of these terms is something that I believe in very strongly, and I'm glad that it's here. And I think it sends a good message to our community that we are an inclusive and welcoming community in the best sense of those terms. Any other comments or questions from trustees? Dr. Smith.
Trustees, thank you for your feedback tonight. We will take this. Oh, there's additional. We will take this, and we will also take the feedback that we got from our administrative staff, and we will bring this back to you in the near future with a few small tweaks along the way, potentially some additions along the way for you to consider.
Okay. We have one action item this evening. Action item A is to consider the approval of designating an official delegate to the Texas Association of School Boards Delegate Assembly. I don't believe we have a presentation on this, so I'll just intro it very quickly. Delegate Assembly is the part of, there's a state convention that is hosted by the Texas Association of School Boards. There are slightly over 1,000 school districts in the state of Texas. Virtually all of them, I think maybe one district in the state is not a member of TASB, TASB at this point. And at Delegate Assembly, every district in the state can send a delegate to go vote on the governing documents, the guiding principles, the cornerstone principles, advocacy resolutions that all school districts in the state can get behind to advocate for public education. And what's really interesting about that is every district in the state can send one, regardless of size. So in Arlington ISD, we're statewide, we are a really big district at over 50,000 students. The vast majority of districts in the state have fewer than 1,000 students. And so it's really interesting process to watch folks from all over the state, from very different places in the state and backgrounds, come together and usually very well agree on the things that are most important to serve students in the state of Texas. And so this is the time when we will appoint our official delegate and our alternate in the case that our delegate cannot attend, for the delegate assembly, which will be in about a month. All right, Mr. Wilbanks.
Thank you, President Chapa, for queuing that up. And as the trustee that has had the honor of representing Arlington ISD for the past, 3 or 4 years? 4 or 5 years? Boy, how time flies. I am happy to pass the baton to someone else, and therefore I move that the board select Brooklyn Richardson as our delegate and Melody Fowler, our new master trustee, as an alternate delegate to represent AISD at the Texas Association of School Board 2025 Delegate Assembly to be held in September of 2025.
Thank you, Mr. Wilbanks. Do I have a second? Second. I have a second from Mr. Mike. Any comments or discussion on the motion? And seeing none, we will now move to vote. All trustees voting in the affirmative, the motion unanimously carries. Ms. Richardson will be our delegate, and Ms. Fowler will be our alternate at the Delegate Assembly. Our next item on the agenda tonight is the consent portion of the evening. Are there any trustees who would like to withdraw items from the consent agenda? Seeing none, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
I have a motion from Mr. Wilbanks. Is there a second?
Second.
I have a second from Ms. McMurrow. We'll move to vote on consent. All trustees voting in the affirmative, the motion unanimously carries. The consent agenda is approved. Okay, well, that brings us to the non-agenda forum portion of our evening tonight. Ms. Crosno, do we have registered speakers for non-agenda tonight?
President Chapa, we do.
All right. Well, this is a routine part of the board's agenda for regularly scheduled meetings. This segment of the meeting provides citizens with an opportunity to share their views with trustees on items that are not on the agenda tonight. Once again, it is not intended to be a discussion or debate, and trustees will not reply to speakers. Derogatory comments aimed at individuals will not be tolerated, and personal matters are not appropriate subjects for open forum. Speakers will have 3 minutes to speak, and when Ms. Crosno notifies you that your time is up, please end your presentation. If you have any documents for the board to review, please hand them to our Chief Operations Officer, Dr. Hill, who is seated over here to my left. It appears we have 3 speakers registered for non-agenda forum tonight. The first person on our list is Jared Barowitz. Is Mr. Barowitz here? Okay. We'll move on to our second registered speaker, Cheryl Bean. Ms. Bean has registered to speak on the topic of a donation of 10 Commandments signs to Arlington ISD. Ms. Bean, you'll have 3 minutes.
Okay.
You may begin.
Okay. Thank you, and welcome to the, Superintendent, President Chapa, and all the board members. I have one quick thing I want to say first. I have 2 children, one that graduated from Bowie High School in '98, another graduated in 2002, and I'm here to say you guys did a great job. Both of them went on to college and advanced degrees and have extremely exceptional careers now in the medical and IT world. So thank you very much for what you did in that regard. So I am running for state rep, and to show my commitment to Arlington, and particularly Arlington ISD, as you may or may not be aware, there was an SB 10 passed, thanks to Phil King, at the end of session, where if a 10 Commandments sign is donated to a school, they get to put it up in the classrooms. So I'm bringing with me, I've already purchased these, and I know you may be getting other offers, but I'm willing to fill out 100% of your classrooms with these signs, and I'm going to show you what they look like. So this one, elementary, and this one goes to the upper schools. They meet all the requirements. There's no catch here, nothing else involved. It was just I would really like to see our students have that in the room and be available for them to read. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Bean. Our next registered speaker tonight, no stranger to non-agenda forum. Good to see you again, Ms. Syed. Ms. Syed, you've registered to speak on the Tarrant Appraisal District and an update.
Yeah, good evening, President Chopper and Dr. Smith. Thank you for giving me opportunity talking tonight. I have attended July 15 ARB meeting at TAD. It was for housing finance. That meeting was totally, I would say, whatever TAD wants, they get it with that hearing. When I ran last year, I said, we need separation of power between appraisal district and appraisal review board. July 15th meeting was the perfect example of why we need separation of power and why appraisal district stop meddling in review board process. The reason they put their attorney, the attorney for ARB, Mr. Armstrong, also the teacher for all those review board members. He is not only trained Tarrant Appraisal District review board members, but 160 more counties review board members here in Texas. And he was appointed as an attorney to represent review board. And sitting right next to 3-member panel looks like a teacher sitting right next to their students to doing the STAR test. Yes, that's the closest example I can give it to the school district. I have talked about that at Arlington City Council meeting. I have talked about that at Grand Prairie City Council meeting. It was totally unacceptable, the way they run that review board meeting. I have 1 minute. Okay. And I've got email on July 29th. And I don't know if Arlington ISD get it or not, but Arlington City Council did not get that information. And Grand Prairie City did not get the information. And I just heard today that Tarrant County College did not get the information from that they are having entities public hearing on August 12th. They scheduled the meeting for August 13th. And now they move on their budget public hearing on August the 12th. So if you have to say anything on their budget, please attend that meeting. It's August 12th, 9 a.m. at that building. This year, for the appointment of board of directors for TAD, you have 160 votes and only to appoint 2 board members. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Syed. We have no further registered speakers tonight, so we will move on to the superintendent's comments portion of our agenda. Dr. Smith.
Trustees, thank you for your time this evening. I know it's been a rather short meeting, but filled with a lot of celebrations, and I want to spend a little bit of time talking real briefly on a couple of topics tonight, and then also ending with some celebrations as well. First, as we started to discuss in the previous presentation that we did and the feedback that you provided, we're in the middle of landing our strategic plan, which includes an updated vision, clear core values and beliefs, and a final strategic plan along the way. We've appreciated your help in that and crafting that since January, and we are in the final stages of landing that. Those will be coming to you in the near future, and want to make sure they stay on your radar. I also wanted to make sure that you and others were aware that we have been working through a state testing issue, and specifically on the rescoring that we asked to happen from TEA for STAR tests and EOCs. I think you all know, and most of our public probably knows, that we have an opportunity to have rescoring happen for portions of those STAR tests and EOCs that are scored by computers or AI. And we had some success when we did the rescoring process in December. And so we said we needed to take a strategic approach to this year, because we know this is something that is we're concerned about. So our amazing Dr. Lopez and her team very clearly identified student tests that we thought deserved the chance to be rescored based on where they fell on performance levels. And we submitted those in, I believe, June to be rescored at the time. That process happened like it always does, like we had concluded in December. And our team even took screenshots along the way of that data being uploaded appropriately. Late in July, we found out that TEA said that there was an issue on the back end, meaning on TEA's side, and that our rescores would not be included in the calculations for the current accountability scores. We obviously voiced some concerns to TEA at that time, and so much so that had a conversation directly with Commissioner Morath about our concerns. I will say he was responsive to some concerns on the student level. We were very clear that some of our students on the EOC portions were relying on that for summer graduation. So they expedited a rescoring process, got the data, and made sure that we had that information for summer graduation. And we just recently received that information for grades 3 through 8 as well on the rescore process. The good news is, and I guess this is good news because, reminder, we do have to pay for the rescoring opportunity, which is an issue in itself. But the good news in this is that in grades 3 through 8, in the data that we've gotten back so far, 25% of our students saw an increase in their performance. So 25%, 1/4 of the tests that we submitted to them found that AI scoring, they should have received a higher score after they were scored by humans in that, which is a concerning situation. I believe our EOC scores were about 16%, if I remember right. Those obviously have implications for us as a school district, not only for the student, which again, I'm thankful for the commissioner's swift action to help us make sure student results didn't hinder them from graduation, et cetera. But it also does not allow us to have that included in the upcoming accountability scores that will be released by TEA next week. So our plan is to appeal those TEA scores. We actually believe that these testing scores will improve some of the performance of our schools. And we are going to be submitting an appeal to TEA. They know that. But I wanted to make sure you knew the entire story behind it. And we will continue to share this information along the way. It is disheartening to think that an AI-generated product, is impacting student learning and school district accountability in a way that it is right now, but that's the reality that we're living with. So we wanted to assure you that our team has been working hard on this. I'm grateful for Dr. Lopez's leadership, and we will continue to pursue ensuring that we are clear that we're not afraid of accountability. We want to be held accountable, but we also want to make sure that we're held accountable in a fair, productive, and I would say accurate way, because this is obviously concerning with that data. I think that takes me to the highlights now. Now the fun stuff. And so I don't need to tell you all, but we've got a lot going on in the school district as we start out the school year. You're well aware of all of this, but I'd like to give you a few highlights as we get things kicked off on the first day of school coming up. Our back to school kickoff was a huge success again last Saturday. It's a beautiful thing when the community comes together to support our students. We had over 10,000 sign up for free backpacks, and thousands of students received free haircuts from our own students, cosmetology students at the Dan Diaper Career and Technical Center, and thousands also got free dental screenings and vision checks, also assisted by our own students from Bowie High School. A big thanks to Aaron Perales and his team who spearheaded this event, and to all our incredible local partners like the Dallas Cowboys who make it possible. If you didn't make it to a taste of Arlington ISD, you really missed out. The second annual event featured culinary creations from Arlington ISD students. These students have created recipes that will now actually be featured in our school cafeterias. There were kava bowls, buffalo chicken quesadillas, a chicken pot pie croissant, and a whole lot more. All of it was absolutely fantastic. Clearly, as you can see, we have amazing students, and let me tell you about a couple more. Martin Sr. Kerrigan Johnson competed this past weekend at the 2025 Toyota Outdoor and Para-National Championships in Eugene, Oregon. How did she do, you might ask? She did so well that she qualified in the 200 meters to represent Team USA at the World Para Athletics Championships in New Delhi, India this fall. We will all be rooting her on. I want to tell you about another Martin Warrior, but this one graduated last year. Now a sophomore at Texas A&M, Daniel Reddick was a former Arlington ISD student to be featured in the CVPA's Emergent Artist Program this summer. The program started 3 years ago to give local artists the opportunity to showcase their work. Daniel's artwork filled the CVPA's gallery last month, and Daniel gave a master class to current Arlington ISD fine arts students. He donated one of his pieces to the CVPA, so next time you're there, you can ask Lynn Wynn to show it to you. Last but not least, I want to highlight Tanner Smith and our district's ag teachers. Together, they held a gift card drive to help the flood victims in the Texas Hill Country. Then they gave the gift cards worth over $2,500 to the ag teachers from those affected communities when they were all at the Texas Agricultural Teacher Association conference a few weeks ago. Congratulations, Tanner, on the good work that you've done supporting Kerrville and Kerrville ISD. This concludes the superintendent's report.
Thank you, Dr. Smith. That brings us to trustee comments and reports for tonight. Do I have any trustees with reports? Ms. McMurrow.
Thank you, President Chapa. Summer flew by, and I'm really excited. This is the best time of year. Back to school, and the first day of school is right around the corner. And before we really got back into the swing of things as a team of 8, Trustee Richardson, Trustee Wilbanks, and Superintendent Dr. Smith and I had the pleasure of going down to the Holdsworth Institute for Holdsworth Trustee Institute, facilitated by several recently retired superintendents and former school board trustees. And we got to see our friend, Dr. Cavazos, and former board trustee and former board president, Keisha Mays. And I just want to say I love learning with y'all. That was awesome. Several of us now on the board have been trustee trained through Holdsworth, and it was really inspiring tonight to just listen in on that great conversation about our core beliefs. And I love the direction that we're going in. It was a great conversation, and I'm just really excited for the work ahead. So thank you all for going down to Austin with me, and thank you, Dr. Smith, for encouraging us to seize that opportunity. I want to also give a huge, well, first of all, shout out to our master trustee, Melody Fowler. We're super proud of you. Thank you. And another great shout out for Trustee Leanne Haynes. So she has been appointed to the Texas state level PTA Advocacy Committee. So this is a statewide committee for PTAs that partner and advise the state advocacy chair on legislative matters. And we know that she's chairing our governance committee, and we know that she's very active in her advocacy efforts. So during the regular legislative session, Ms. Haynes, you helped activate our local Arlington Council of PTAs, and they joined our advocacy forces around legislative matters that really affect our kids and our staff and our families. So thank you for stepping up. We know that that's going to be a great sacrifice, but no one better than you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Ms. McMurrow. Ms. Fowler.
Thank you, President Chapa. I wanted to jump back just a minute to the Taste of AISD. It was incredible, and no one there left hungry. Incredible food. And I want to thank our very own Chef Rojas and Mr. David Lewis for putting that all together, Executive Director of Food Services. Had the whole thing planned. It was run so well. They had gift cards, everything going on. But it was really an incredible evening. So I want to thank Chef Rojas and Mr. David Lewis for putting that together. And it was really, really a good evening. Some of our community restaurants were also there. We had Aziz and Elizabeth Cokeby from Prince's Restaurant. They were there with some food. Also Travis Johnson, who's the owner of the delicious TJ's Catfish and Wings and MJ's House of Smokes. They were there as well, giving out food and greeting the students and talking with the students because they're chefs. And I think the students enjoyed meeting and talking with restaurant owners. Also, when we had our new teacher, Sarah and I were there for the new teachers at Bowie High School. And there we are, it was hot. It was so hot, and Kona ice. And if you look towards the end of the line there, you'll see Scott Kale, Executive Director of HR, and our very own attorney, Dennis Eichelbaum. We were all in line to get our snow cones. But one thing that I think was super nice, of course, when you have a big event going on, there's always going to be something that goes wrong. So in the middle of new teacher orientation, an alarm went off. Something happened, an alarm. So they had to exit all the teachers out to the parking lot away from the building. And there they were in the sweltering sun. So someone made a call to Mr. Lewis and said, is there any way that you could get us some ice water? They said he was there in a matter of minutes with 300 bottles of iced down water to give all the new teachers to cool down out there in the parking lot. So I just thought that was very nice. I think it helped the situation quite a bit before they had to go back in the building. So that's my report.
Ms. Haynes.
Yes, I think that several of us are talking about this next one. I'm just introducing it. Last night we had the opportunity to invite back some former trustees and the two individuals who chaired the bond steering committee for the 2019 bond, and we had the opportunity to invite them and show our appreciation for the work that they did in that bond process. The latest project to be completed is our new junior high, Joey Rodriguez Junior High. And so they were able to take a tour with Kelly Horn and see everything with their own eyes, all the work that they put in behind the scenes, getting this project to fruition. So it was pretty special to get to do that with some former trustees and other stakeholders that worked so hard to make this happen. Here are some pictures that Spence took of it. I'm going to let Melody and David talk if they want to highlight what they loved about the junior high, but it is absolutely gorgeous.
One of the things that I really loved is you'll see the mural. And that was an actual picture that had been taken during their the game that they won, the big game. And that was a picture. And this artist took it and kind of put his own spin on it. And it's a mural there in the school that is just incredible. But the way that the artist did this, you can look at it from different directions, and the picture changes. It's the most incredible thing I've ever seen. But this is an artist who goes around and does murals, and I just love that he captured that photo that we had of Joey Rodriguez and turned it into that beautiful mural. Loved that.
Yeah, the building was amazing, and that mural was the capstone of the tour. It almost brought a tear to the eye, knowing the inspiration for the naming. And I want to thank our colleagues, especially Ms. Morrow, for advocating for that name for that school. And I think it's going to resonate strongly with the students. The cafeteria was amazing. It was, those kids are going to be well fed. I'll just say that. And the library, just the whole design, it just throughout the building, the thoughtful design. It's our first 3-story junior high, and it didn't feel like that. It felt, even on the scale, it felt very intimate. I like, normally you think about collaborative pods with common space in elementary schools, but it was great to see how they're going to use it there at that school at every level. I know Gunn Junior High does a really great job of really creating collaborative, active learning opportunities for the kids there with their common spaces. So I'm looking forward to the kids there at Rodriguez being able to have that same experience. So just an amazing design. Just the architects knocked it out of the park, and really being thoughtful and purposeful for every corner of that building and how it's going to spur learning. So kudos.
Yep. I think that's it. I was going to add that I successfully tested every single water fountain before thousands of kids go through and drink out of them. So I'm pretty proud of myself. I did. The water was delicious and germ-free. So I'm proud of that.
Did you have a favorite? Were they all equal temperature? Was one colder than the other?
The last one we drank out of was warm. It was not cold. And I think that was by the athletics department, so that one may need to be chilled.
Well, Mr. Robinson's back here. I'm sure he'll get on that.
Tested everyone.
Oh, my God. All right. Are there any other reports this evening? Mr. Wilbanks?
I might add that after testing everyone, she also had to test out the restrooms.
No. Not do that. Though I'm sure that they are wonderful restrooms.
Well, seeing no other requesters for reports this evening, Madam Secretary, do we have any matters that were reported for further consideration tonight?
Absolutely not. No, we are not putting anything on the record.
All right, all items on tonight's agenda have been addressed. We have no matters to discuss in closed session. There being no further business this evening, this meeting is adjourned at 8:11 p.m.